we're back, and we're back. We lost everything there for a minute, but we are back online, back with Konstantin Bikos, who is
Hello.
with the Time and Date Mobile Observatory in Yucca Valley, California. Konstantin, we were just talking about how the color of the moon compares, what we're seeing here on the screen compared to what you actually see when you look up and see the moon in the sky.
What can you say?
Yeah. So it was actually a little bit surprising for me to experience. I've seen a few now, and this feels a lot darker. So it is also a lot darker than you see on the screen. On the screen, we've enhanced the picture so we can bring out that beautiful red color a little bit more. But in the sky, it's actually on the dark half of the moon. It's actually a little bit hard to see it even. It's very dark.
Well, that is interesting. Yeah. And that is sometimes one of the surprising things with lunar eclipse is just how dark and how faint the moon becomes compared to a normal full moon brightness. Yeah. How was it during the partial phase of the eclipse? When did you sort of start to notice the moon taking on a reddish tint in the dark part of the moon?
It starts when it's past half of the moon, maybe covered by the Earth's umbra, the darkest shadow. You start to see a red tinge, and that gets more and more as the eclipse progresses. And now it's very, very red. It's clearly red and dark copper red.
Wow.
Yeah, that's great. And if you are on the nighttime side of the Earth, again, just a reminder that if you have clear skies, you will be able to go out and see this eclipse and see what the color of the moon is from your location. Also, just a reminder, again, that some of the different colors we're seeing on the screen are also coming from different telescopes and different kinds of equipment that people are using to stream tonight's eclipse. Konstantin, we know that you're super busy there, so we're gonna let you go and get back to work. Keep enjoying Totality with us here on timeanddate.com. We still have another 20 minutes or so of Totality to enjoy, so don't go away, and Anna and I will be back soon.
Welcome back. We're at the end of Totality here on timeanddate.com. We're watching this deep, rusty blood moon from Perth. It's just looking super great. The full moon has been rising, the sun has been setting, and the sky is nice and dark, and we can really appreciate Totality from Australia here on the screen. Now, Matt and Roger, they have been doing a great job for us and working with us for the last 9 years, more than 9 years.
It's around 9 years. Yeah.
They're in Matilda Bay on the outskirts of Perth, and it's looking beautiful. But what we can see there, we've got like this bright side of the moon. We've got that crater there at the end, Tycho crater, if I'm not mistaken. And in Yucca Valley, it's the opposite. Tell me more.
Yeah, so we can see here that the moon appears to be brightening from opposite directions, as seen from Perth in Western Australia and Yucca Valley in California. And there are two interesting effects going on here. The first one is that Western Australia is in the southern hemisphere. California is in the northern hemisphere. And as we move from the northern hemisphere to the southern hemisphere, the moon appears to rotate in the sky and sort of appears upside down from the other hemisphere. But there's another effect going on as well. We can see this actually on the moonlight map that we also have on the screen there. To recap, our moonlight map, the light area on the map, that's where the moon is above the horizon and visible at the moment. And that includes both Australia and North America. But this light area on the map, it's slowly moving to the left as the Earth rotates, which means that the moon is rising in Australia. It's climbing higher into the sky. But in North America, we're heading towards moonset, and the moon is dropping down towards the horizon. And just as the moon appears to rotate as you go from the northern hemisphere to the southern hemisphere, the moon also appears to rotate in the sky as we go through the night from moonrise through to moonset. So both these effects we have working here to give us this this kind of mirror image of the direction that the moon appears to be brightening from in as seen from Australia and from California.
Yeah, and you know, when I'm in Australia, the moon feels upside down, never, depending on what time of rotation it is. But it's interesting how it spins in the sky, but it's also flip round.
Absolutely.
So super interesting. But it's not only the moon's orientation that's interesting when we look at these images. First of all, we've talked a little bit about the colour. We've got this deep rusty red from Perth, and then we've got this kind of almost brown from Yucca Valley in California. But sometimes we even see a tiny spot of blue.
Yeah, a little bit of blue in total lunar eclipses, a phenomenon known as the turquoise band, which it's never easy to spot. You have to be very lucky to catch it. But this happens because, well, we've talked about how this reddish tint is produced by light that's being filtered through the Earth's atmosphere and taking on this reddish tint. But around the edge of Earth's atmosphere, we have the ozone layer. Now, sunlight that's going through the ozone layer, instead of getting filtered to a reddish color, it's getting filtered to a bluish color. So when we think of Earth's dark shadow, the center of the shadow has this sort of blood reddish tint. But around that is this sort of bluish ring. And we can sometimes see this around about the beginning or the end of totality. That's when we we sort of see the edge of the Earth's dark shadow just moving onto or just leaving the edge of the moon. So that is the best time to try and spot a bit of turquoise. So we're going to keep our eye on things here. Don't really see the blue in this eclipse.
So keep an eye on that beautiful image from Perth there, because that's not going anywhere. You're not going anywhere. We're going to keep on looking at these beautiful feeds from all over the world. We're going to be back in 20 minutes or so to talk to Stefan Thorsen, our chief eclipse chaser here at timeanddate.com. He's in Yucca Valley in California with Constantine, who we talked to earlier. So don't go anywhere. Keep your eyes looking for that blue tinge on the moon, and we will be back soon. We're still watching a total lunar eclipse here on timeanddate.com, and we are nearing the end of this eclipse. The moon is moving out of Earth's dark shadow. We can see there on our timeline that things have calmed down a bit in the totality dark red area there. The partial phase of this eclipse will end about 45 minutes from now or so. We're still enjoying images from around the world. We've got Southern Hemisphere represented by Dunedin and Perth, and then we have the Northern Hemisphere represented by Yucca Valley, California. And in Santa Fe, we've had our good friend John Williams streaming from New Mexico there. He goes back many years with us. We met him personally in Roswell, New Mexico during the Great American Annular Eclipse back in 2023. If I remember correctly, it's his fourth time?
It's John's third time.
Third time
with us, yeah.
working with us. So we've been having great friends from around the world
this
time round. The person who started all this eclipse chasing for Time and Date, he started Time and Date as well 3 decades ago. It's Stefan Thorsen. He is who we call our chief eclipse chaser. And this is the 18th time he's taking the mobile observatory out on the road from Stavanger, Norway. And we're going to have a talk with him now. Hi, Stefan.
Hello, Graham. Hello, Anna.
Oh, this eclipse is visible anywhere from the nighttime side of Earth. But how did you end up in Yucca Valley, California then?
First of all, I'm impressed by Graham still counting my eclipses because I've stopped I don't have the count anymore. But the reason we went to this area is obviously the weather forecast. We basically got tickets back in May last year for California, so we kind of had the rough plan early, and California was chosen because on the kind of this eclipse being visible mostly over the Pacific and on the east and west side of that, more or less opposite of our location on Norway. You did have to go quite far to get to an eclipse. And this area in California, Arizona, Nevada, generally had the least cloud cover averages, and we use our own cloud cover maps on the Time and Date eclipse pages to judge where to go. And we flew in here, and it was a very good choice. We sometimes have to drive for hours. As Christine mentioned earlier, this time was just 2 hours, so it was a kind of very nice trip. And Yucca Valley is behind or east of the mountains. So if LA area has clouds, very often this area won't have clouds. And exactly what happened today. There was clouds most of yesterday, so we were a bit worried if the forecast was correct, but it has been really great this night.
Yeah, nice. And great images you've been sending us there. Now, Stefan, we always get lots of questions about what kind of equipment people are using for doing these live streams. So for the astronomy enthusiasts and the telescope nerds, can you tell us about what you're using to stream this eclipse tonight?
Yes. First of all, since we're traveling with planes, we need to find equipment which is small enough to be able to relatively easily be carried along with us. So the biggest telescope we can easily fit is a 6-inch telescope, which we use for especially the eclipse totality phase, because it is with a 6-inch aperture, it catches a lot of light and it's easier to get a good glimpse of the dark side of the moon. And we have a 3-inch telescope, which is the one we're currently seeing in the main screen, which is the bright side of the moon doesn't need so much light, so a 3-inch telescope does a really good job just on the bright side of the moon.
And it's nice to be able to catch them both at the same time because it's very different views of the bright and the dark side. In addition to that, we also have like a bit of small cameras, GoPros and things for just watching or take time lapses of the entire eclipse. And we also have a video camera or DSLR that we'll use later to film the sunset coming up at the end of the eclipse for us here in Yucca Valley.
Yeah. Now, I mean, you've mentioned sunset, so moonset approaching.
Moonset, sorry, moonset. Yeah.
Yeah. Because what it's 4:30 in the morning local time for you, so we are getting towards the end of the night there in California. The moon is getting lower in the sky. So when and where is the moon going to be setting for you tonight?
Now we as said, we are east of the mountains, so we kind of fantasized about having a place where we could kind of see the moon setting over the Pacific Ocean, which would have been fantastic. But then we would have more of a. We had more luck with the clouds, so we went for something a bit more secure in terms of the weather. So the moon will be setting behind some great peaks, about 20 miles, 30 kilometers from here, at about 1 hour and 24 minutes. 20, yeah, from now. And we hope it might be a nice sight because it's some of these mountains also have snow. So we hope for a very nice, also as the mountains will be brighter in a way when the sunrise is about to soon happen.
Yeah.
So we think it will be a nice.
Yeah, that's great. And just to be clear, the plan is to keep the cameras running and to keep the telescope going all the way down until moonset.
Yes, that's the plan.
Yeah.
So
fantastic.
keep staying on.
Yeah. Okay. And so, I mean, in UTC time, I think that's happening around about 13:57 UTC. So we still have what 45 minutes of this partial eclipse to enjoy. But then after that's finished, we still have this. Fingers crossed, we have this great moonset to look forward to.
So we've still got a lot to look forward to, as Stefan reminded us there. Thank you so much, Stefan. We want to keep
and I might
watching.
mention the moon also. The moon might be a bit red again because of getting kind of low in horizon. So it's a bonus tint color. Yeah.
True, bonus red moon. It's awesome. So keep watching to see that bonus red moon. And don't forget to look at our eclipse pages, a night sky map, and our other astronomy tools on timeanddeath.com. Don't forget to hit subscribe. There's a lot of fascinating eclipses coming up in the future. And we will see you back here soon on timeanddeath.com.